15 interesting facts you didn't know about Money Heist.
There's a cameo from a soccer megastar. It is no secret that the show has fans all over the globe and, naturally, among these fans, there are a few celebrities, such as Neymar and Stephen King. It seems that the soccer megastar was so into the series he contacted the production and asked to be a part of the show. So in the third season of the series, there is a scene where a Brazilian monk, who goes by the name of João, makes an appearance. He is dedicated to his cause and not at all into soccer and partying. For those who know Neymar, it is hard to believe that this is him, but he actually did make a cameo appearance. The professor has a city name. We all refer to him as Professor, but did you know he also has a city name? Except for the mastermind, everyone in the show has a city name. Well, he's a genius, and he's one of a kind, so he stands out from the rest, right? So, he does have a city name, but it's quite unofficial. Nobody calls him with this name, because Professor actually suits him. Professor's unofficial city name is Vatican City. And it perfectly defines him, don't you think? The first seasons were shot exclusively in Madrid. When the series was first beginning, they managed on a smaller budget and the scenes were a bit more modest. During this time, the cast never even left the streets of Madrid. This all changed drastically when Netflix came into the picture with its big check. The overseas episodes shot following Netflix's acquisition of the series do happen outside of Spain, which means Rio and Tokyo really did get their stunning vacation on a remote island. The mask is based on Dali's likeness. Salvador Dali was a Spanish surrealist artist who contributed and shaped the world of art. His bizarre style and anti-modern capitalist views left a big mark on both the Spanish and the world art scene. The show features an infamous mask that features the artist's face as a way to pay homage to him and his iconic artworks. This mask is now popular all over the world and has even been used during real-life protests, underscoring how impactful the series is. Tokyo's city name was inspired by a shirt. It all began when Money Heist creator Alex Pina came to work and had no idea that he would inspire his colleague Jesus Colmena by simply choosing the right shirt with the word Tokyo on it. When Colmena saw him, the idea just came to him, and this is where it all began. Who knows what will be the source of his next bit of inspiration? They couldn't shoot in the actual mint. The team behind the series had the initial idea to have a big scene filmed at the Royal Mint of Spain, which is managed by the Spanish Ministry of Economy and Business. Unfortunately, despite all efforts, they were not able to obtain permission to shoot there, and the production had to be creative in coming up with a similar location. Luckily for them, Madrid has plenty of historic buildings that look alike, and the Spanish National Research Council, SAIS, did the job. They only needed permission to shoot a couple of scenes outside since the rest of the shots were done in a studio. It was supposed to be called the Outcasts. One of the most important things when building a concept for a show is its title. It has to be catchy with a certain flair to easily stick. The original title of the series is La Casa de Papel in Spanish, and although it sounds perfect, this was not their first choice. The creator, Alex Pina, had chosen the title Los Desahuciados, which translates to the Outcasts. Later, it was decided that the show would be named La Casa de Papel since the opening scene where the cast is robbing the Royal Mint is essentially nothing more than a paper house. There's no telling if the original title may have prevented some unpopular opinions about Money Heist's final and controversial translation. The English title is not a direct translation. When the title La Casa de Papel was set in stone, there was another title to be decided upon, and that was the one for the English-speaking audience. Eventually, the show got the English title Money Heist, which is not even close to the Spanish title. If they would have simply translated the Spanish title, the show would have been called The House of Paper. The writers don't plan the story in advance. Some series are written all the way through, from the beginning to the end, even before the pilot episode airs. This is not the case with Money Heist, as the writers sit down every so often and write the next few following episodes. Their philosophy is that they want to see how the audience reacts to certain things and scenes, and then they decide what they will do next, which is a totally risky yet exciting way of developing a show as popular as this one. It's fascinating to think that actors have no idea exactly what the next episodes will bring for their character, which is precisely what happened to Alba Flores, who had no idea about Nairobi's inevitable fate until the last minute. The show was nearly cancelled. The series was originally supposed to be a two-part limited series. It aired for the first time on the Spanish network Antena 3 from May 2 to November 23, 2017, with a total of 15 episodes. The show wasn't performing well, and it was on the verge of being cancelled. But, ultimately, Netflix came to the rescue, and it became so successful that look at it now. Imagine if we didn't receive this wonderful series. Oh, it hurts to think about it. This show is so well known that many restaurants and places around the world are named La Casa de Papel. They used hundreds of red jumpsuits. Aside from the Dali mask, Money Heist has popularized the striking red jumpsuits both thieves and hostages wear on the show. It wouldn't be surprising to see fans wearing these outfits for their costume parties in the foreseeable future. Costume designer Carlos Diaz had his work cut out for him, as not only did he have to ensure that the necessary people in the cast would always have a fresh supply of the red jumpsuits, but he also had to constantly replace hundreds of them as the series progressed. Over 600 jumpsuits have been made specifically for the show, as the robbers do tend to go through these quickly considering how many bullets they have to dodge on a daily basis. Tokyo was never meant to be the narrator. It's hard to imagine anyone else serving as the narrator for the show, as Tokyo has solidified her spot as the reliable voice viewers can listen to even through the most frustrating moments. The directors initially wanted to have the professor narrate the entire series, but decided against it when they realized how male-dominated the cast is. They also didn't want to add any more notoriety to the character, who's already playing such an important part in the show. It's Netflix's most-watched series of 2020. Money Heist has come a long way from being an obscure local show that almost got cancelled. It has come so far, in fact, that it was Netflix's most-watched show of 2020. The show was streamed a whopping 65 million times that year, which is a testament to its international popularity, according to The Independent. They had to look for an actor with a trashy laugh. If there's one thing fans will always remember about Denver, it's how his laugh perfectly sums up his personality in Money Heist. He doesn't even need to say anything for viewers to recognize him from a mile away. His unique laughter is actually intentional, as the team behind the show wanted to cast someone whose personality would match their envisioned version of the character. The script sent out during the casting call mentioned that the actor who plays Denver should be able to do a trashy laugh, and Jamie Lorente was thankfully more than willing to take on that challenge. Arturo was holding an actual flamethrower. Arturo and his ridiculous strategies are never-ending and extremely annoying. Remember the scene where Arturo and the hostage plan to take the guns? Enrique Arce, who plays Arturo, was given the opportunity to wield an actual flamethrower during the scene in which he advances towards the thieves in the short hallway.